Welcome back to another episode of Timmy Mon Duel Links. You guys have probably wondered where I've been for the longest time ever. My computer's actually been busted, but my computer's now up and running, so you'll see a lot more Duel Links content from me in the coming weeks. But today we've actually got a bit of a different video. Over the weekend I attended the New Zealand National Championships and I managed to get into the top 8 with an Altergeist deck. It was a 7-round Swiss cut to top 8. It was a kind of small event compared to previous years, but it was still an awesome event regardless. But before we get into this deck list, welcome all the TCG viewers. I bet you're here to see my deck list. And make sure you check out my sponsors, ygosingles.com. You can they have pretty good prices for their cards. You can see here I'm actually looking forward to seeing them stock these Sky Strikers cards. I'm gonna get the Sky Striker cards for the Oceanic Championships. So yeah, if you buy here, make sure you use the discount code TimmyMon because you get 5% off all of your purchases, and it also helps me to continue to do what I love to do. That's to bring you guys Duel Links and TCG content. But yeah, here's my Altergeist deck list. I'm gonna kind of run through it pretty quickly. Oh yeah, if you guys are gonna be at the Australian National Championships or the Oceanic Championships, make sure you come and say hi to me. I'm excited to see all of you guys. So you can even leave a comment down below and I'll message you back. So anyway, let's get into the deck list. We've got 3 Altergeist Marionetta. This guy, he sets the Altergeist traps, and he's also got another effect that can summon other Altergeist monsters by sending a face-up Altergeist monster to the graveyard. Meluseek is a Sangan for Altergeist. We don't have Link Karibo, so we don't have the ability to send this off turn 1 to search a Faker. So Link monsters, you can sort of send them from the field to summon these based on the, you can't see right now, but I'm pointing at this, the one. This means that this only requires 1 monster. So I can Meluseek into Clara Rishka, but this has a clause that can only be done in main phase 2. Link Karibo can be done whenever, and it's just way better than Clara Rishka. So yeah, we don't have the ability to search out Faker turn 1, and that's a huge loss on our part. But regardless, yeah, Meluseek is really busted because he's the one that helps you break up boards. He's got an effect that can, he's got another effect that can attack directly to send a monster from the field to the graveyard. This effect's yeah, really good. We've got Multi-Faker. It's like the tour guide for the deck, and it can search out Meluseek on turn 1, and you can link off Meluseek Faker to search a Marionetta. Marionetta attributes itself to summon a Faker, and you can bring out a this one, and pretty much you see all of your Altergeist cards if you Faker into Meluseek, and it sets up your combo pretty much straight away. But most of the time you would go into this one because this one, it's an interrupt, so you can bounce your card to bounce their card, bounce your Altergeist card to bounce theirs. It's got another effect that adds traps, Altergeist traps to your hand, and it's the card that you don't want to draw. It's like the only card you don't want to draw. I think everything else you're happy to draw except this. Yeah, it's like drawing all your Red Eye Spirits without the Red Eyes inside. We play 6 hand traps. Actually, we play 9 hand traps, but we play 6 monster hand traps. Ash Blossom is pretty. It's the best hand trap, and Ghost Ogre is probably the second best. And you have to play these because the entire format is way too fast right now. So if you don't play them, you're gonna either get FTK'd or you're gonna not be able to combat unbreakable boards. So we play these 6, and something different about my deck compared to other lists I play Emergency Teleport. It's pretty much just for Ghost Ogre, and I usually side it out if I'm going second. Actually, not always. It depends on the matchup. But it's okay to help break boards. It's okay as a defensive card to shuffle your deck against spirals, or or even to, I don't know, to stop them from using their field spell. Yeah, it's good to bring out Ghost Ogre. You can use it for Black Rose, so most of the time I did just make Armory Arm or Black Rose, and it was pretty good. And I'm a Duel Links player, so we play with enemy controllers. Enemy controllers actually like the perfect fit for this deck. A lot of people play Scapegoat, but I just really liked enemy controller. Enemy controller is like a trap card, but it's a spell. That's the dumbest thing anyone has ever said, but yeah, it outs Masterpiece. It's something that doesn't get red rebooted, so it's got quite a bit of utility. And if you don't have the protocol up, you can like chain to your dudes to save them from impermanences. There's a lot of little interactions with enemy controller, and yeah, it's also got an effect that switches face-up monster your opponent controls to defense or to attack, which was surprisingly good. Yeah. Anyway, we play 3 dualities and the upstart. We play these 4 thinners because this deck is actually like a 20 card deck, so it plays like 20 key cards, and then the rest are like fillers. Like I would say all these hand traps and like the E-Tele, all of these are fillers. Even like some of these traps, all you really want is to see Marionetta, and turn 1 Marionetta, or going second you want to see Faker and maybe Impermanence, and the rest are just fillers. So the optimal number of cards for this deck would be 20. It's like a Duel Links deck. Maybe that's why I like it so much, eh? But yeah, so initially I was playing the third the third Econ, but after testing I just felt like, man, I either draw all monsters or I draw all traps. So the upside just helped me to reduce the slightly, just like percentages, slightly better. I play a 1-3 ratio of these traps. This is the Call of the Haunted. These are the Divine Wrath, or the monster negating ones. The Call of the Haunted is bad to draw. Protocol is pretty good to draw because it's got an effect that prevents your opponent from Ash Blossoming your multi-faker, or yeah, just multi-faker. And my opponents, they use skill drain and they don't realize that this actually stops my guys from skill drain. But yeah, so protocol is pretty busted and negates stuff as well. Manifestation, the reason I only play 1 is it's bad to draw, but you can also add it back with this dude. So if you ever need more, you have access to it. Yeah, I definitely would not play more than 2. I would consider going 2-2, but I always want the second protocol before my first manifestation, if that makes sense. And then we have 3 impermanences. This card's busted. I played with Effect Veiler, but this one's Effect Veiler on steroids. It can also negate things in the column, so if people don't play accurately, then they get owned by this card. And Personal Spoofing, I would probably play 3, and if I did play 3, I would probably play one of the dude that stops attacks, just so I have more monsters to shuffle. I had a hard time. I either bricked, like I couldn't get into a monster, or yeah, that was my main problem. Personal Spoofing, I guess it is kind of slow, that's why I only play 2, but I felt like the format, this is the pre-ban list, this format, the Personal Spoofing would have been better. Probably post ban list with the Brandish cards, probably 2 is right. We play 1 Judgment. This is the best trap. I was so happy whenever I see this because I'm not scared of anything. Solemn Strike, it was okay, it was good. The problem is these guys all cost life points, and like If you go into time, which it's so easy to go into time these days, these will just lose you the game. So a lot of game 3s I would side these out. And Torrential Tribute, this card's busted. I was playing common one, so I never saw Torrentials and I never saw personal spoofings. So yeah, it was unintentional, like, but like the other rarity cards will get stacked to the top. We played 2 Gamer Seals. Masterpiece is probably the best card that I came up with, or this card, it outs the it gets set up just by Marionettes. Marionettes are 1 card set up for Masterpiece, and this card's busted against the Mirror Match. It's good against anything that doesn't kill you on turn 1. So a lot of the time this will come in. Fortunately, whenever I saw it, it was never dead. So yeah, it was just fortunate. I think if you open it, it will probably be pretty bad because you skip your normal summon. But whenever I played it, it was just fine. Twin Twister, this card's awesome because you can't red reboot it. That's the same reason why I play Econ. Scapegoat's probably another card that fits into the same category as Econ, in my opinion. So Twin Twisters come in first and second. Anti-Spell come in going first. Imperial Order going first. Typhoon's going second. Skill Drain going first. And I would also take out my dead cards for these Floodgates, even if I was going second. The extra deck, it doesn't really matter too much. I did make 3 Hexias. This card, you also get to search anything, trap or monster when it's sent to the graveyard, so you can link off Hexia to search. I actually didn't play Yazi. I forgot which other card I played instead. Oops. But the reason I played Yazi was because you could summon Masterpiece with it. Yeah, anyway, there's nothing too special about the extra deck. And okay, so going into the next format, so this format's gone and passed. This deck was terrible for the last format, but because it couldn't deal with anything that was bigger than like 1800 attack. So if they had like an 1800 attack, if they had a Heliotrope on the field, I probably couldn't out it. I would have to use so many cards to out a Heliotrope, it's not even funny. But going into the next format, I think this deck, because Brandish is the best deck, I think this is one of the better decks to combat Brandish. Yeah, so yeah, this deck's pretty terrible against True Draco, but True Draco's gone. It's terrible against Pendulum, but Pendulum's heavily nerfed. So yeah, I think this could be one of the better decks going into the Brandish format. I'm gonna pick up the Brandish cards as well, so I'm here waiting for them to stock up on their the Sky Strikers. But yeah, if I could redo, I would just play Gokis for the pre-banless format. Gokis would probably be the best deck, or either that or what's that other deck? The one that summons a lot of dudes. Oh yeah, Spirals. But I've never played with Spirals and I've never played with Goki, so I was afraid that these 2 decks would be too complicated. I don't know any of the combos, so I don't want to play something that was too combo oriented because I didn't have enough time to learn. I only had a couple days to learn the deck, so I wanted to pick something pretty straightforward. I know what Stratos does, I know what Sangan does, I know what Torguide does, so I know what Water Duality does, I know what most of these cards do, and these guys have just bonus effects, so it was something that I felt pretty comfortable with going into the format, but I would definitely not like to grind against other decks anymore. Yeah, so anyway, this video has gone on too long. Thank you guys all for watching, and make sure you come check out more of my content. If you don't play Duel Links, make sure you check out some of my Duel Links content, and if you do play Duel Links, check out some TCG stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's it for me for today, and we'll catch you guys again later. Peace out, guys. See ya.